Okay, welcome back. So this is my doll, Honey, that I do my infant massage demonstrations on. It's the most massaged doll in the world, the most just loved up doll you ever did see. Says, hi, Honey. Hi, Honey. Anyway, love my doll. Anyway, so some good things about infant massager. One, preparation is you want to be in a room that's decently warm. Massages are not so fun if you're cold. And you can use a pillow to prop up your baby. It works too if you use a pillow from your bed, so it kind of has your smell on it. And so your baby is associating that with your smell. You can also, if you want to, go like this and kind of put your baby in your legs like that. If you're more comfortable, you can, some parents like putting them on the side this way. And then you can always hold your baby, especially as we do different leg things, you can be holding them like this. Because what's really hard for us to understand is that babies aren't always in the mood for a massage, actually. Massage can be a lot of stimulation for them, and they're just in their baby world. You know, they might not feel like it. And we're here to do a massage, not to accomplish some program. We're here in the space of massage to really practice our ability to tune in and to listen to our baby. And if you think about it, you know, one of the only ways that babies really have to communicate with us is through their lungs, right? Is through crying. And one thing that really does come up a lot in infant massage is crying. And I try to think about this as, you know, one, making a safe place as a parent or a caregiver for your baby to cry, as like kind of setting that precedent that it's okay for them to have feelings and to express feelings. Also as an opportunity to learn to listen and to differentiate different types of crying. What's emotional crying from a biological need crying, what's frustrated crying from tired crying, from, you know, it's just about listening. And then also the intention of just being present with touch with your child and following their cues, so that it's not, oh, what do I want to do to you, right? But it's really what's right for you in this moment. And that's a healing in and of itself, right? To actually be listened to and to actually be seen and respected, which is something that I know I've always been very thankful to receive when I have from anyone, especially my parents. So that being said, there is also times when your kid is just crying and it's too much and they don't want to, and then you can stop, right? That's where it comes back to you feeling empowered as a parent and believing in your own authority. And the other trick that they teach us is something that they called containment holds. So sometimes if you just take your kind of thumbs and hands like this, your thumbs in front, your fingers in the back, and you sort of hold the baby rib cage and give a little just gentle compression, just like, yes, hi, I'm here, I'm with you. It can give a baby a sense that they're feeling held, and then they can relax a little bit. Another thing is if they're crying, you might just want to hold and wait. If they're crying, you might want to pick them up, you know, and comfort them for a minute and then ask if it's okay to go on. If they are crying, they don't like it, you can do other forms of touch that are not so stimulating for the child, such as gentle stretching. So you can do things like touching arms together, touching legs, open, close. I found this where you bring in people, and bring in the baby's little knees. Wee, wee, wee. It's really good for digestion. So if your baby's ever having colic or digestive issues, that's really great thing to do. You also do a little cross crawl action this way, that way. Make sure they can salsa dance well into their future years. So if you do decide to go ahead and do the full massage, you're going to want to use an oil, some kind of all single ingredient plant-based oil is good. So grapeseed, avocado, coconut, almond, jojoba, any of that, you can kind of find your favorite oil. And you're going to want to use that to be able to glide across the skin. If you think about a baby, or if you think about touch, generally if you kind of go deep and slow with a little bit more pressure, you can try it on yourself. That's actually less stimulation than light touch. Light, fast touch is a lot, and babies can get very easily overwhelmed when you're touching their skin because they're coming into their sense organs, you know, for the first time. So in general, if your baby starts to seem to get agitated, you can always try going a little deeper, going a little slower, and going a little bit more energetic. So instead of moving their body, you can just think, you know, you can even just hold and squeeze different points if your baby has a good response to that. Obviously, you don't want to go too hard, you know, don't rub down your baby too hard. But you'll probably be able to get a sense, and it's that, again, just like self-belief that you're learning to listen, you're learning how to sense, you're learning how to really feel the right pressure in your body wisdom. So you want to make sure the room's warm, you want to get some good oil. You can always talk to your baby, get them used to the sound of your voice. You know, some parents I go to, they'll be like kind of non-verbally talking to their baby in their head all day, you know, but it really is great to speak aloud where they can feel your vibration of your voice and they can start to learn words. So you can get your baby naked. If you're really worried about them going to the bathroom, especially during the stomach massage, which can tend to, you know, cause little poops to happen, you might want to keep their diaper on. If they did just go to the bathroom, it's really good to have some naked time. And you can access the butt when you're not using a diaper. And or even if you are a diaper, try and access that butt, because there's so many muscles in the butt, and babies tend to store a lot of tension in their butt. So don't do that either with the baby. But you're going to get them out, you're going to get them on a nice pillow, get them looking at you. And, you know, they say that sort of like range where both your body and the baby's body start producing happy hormones like dopamine and oxytocin happens when you're about 10 to 12 inches away from their eyes, your eye contact, which is also, strangely enough, like kind of exactly where you are when you're breastfeeding. So I try and stay really close. Of course, do whatever's right for your back. Make sure you get all the support you need. But, you know, it really is about that connection that you get to have. And now we're going to start with the first and most important part of infant massage, which is asking permission. So, you know, babies, there's a lot of times when we don't get to ask them permission. You know, we got to put them in the car. We got to take them in the thing at the store. We got to pick them up. We got to put them here. We got to, you know, let this person hold them, let that person hold them. Life doesn't really let us ask babies all the time, like what they feel like doing, you know. But that's why we have an intentional place where we can. So asking the baby permission, we get to listen to them, we get to follow them, and we get to sort of like put in that core template blueprint that they are internalizing, like an inherent respect, or at least desire to respect their boundaries. So you're going to want to get a lot of oil on your hands, oil, and make sure it's warm, and you actually want to rub it together so that the baby gets used to the sound, and it becomes like this trigger where they know, they hear the sound, what the massage means. And then actually show them your hands, and you ask, like, honey, hey baby in line, hey child, is it okay if I give you a massage on your legs and feet and belly? Would you like a massage on your legs and feet and belly? And normally babies are actually surprisingly clear. So if it's a no, they'll oftentimes like push your hand away, or they'll roll over or try to roll over, you know, or like squirm or fuss. But anything that's like, you know, maybe they're looking away, but they're curious or they're interested or they're not paying attention at all, but their body kind of stays open to you is a yes. So unless you get a very clear no of like that, yeah, pushing, rolling over, getting agitated, then I think that's a yes. Also, especially in the beginning, they still don't exactly know what they're consenting to. But as they get used to it, as they hear the sound, they'll be able to give you a clear yes or no about whether they're in the mood. And they'll even hear your sound. And I've seen babies like pull. They get used to the massage. They love it. And they like pull the hands towards them when you present them. So that's a very clear yes. And this is another reason just to see if you can integrate it into your routine. Like after bath time or before nap time or something like that. Just so the baby knows that it's coming, and then they're more likely to be in a position to have prepared for it and to feel like they want to say yes to it. So, is it okay to give you a massage on your legs and feet and belly? And in general, we start with the legs and feet and belly because those are the ones that, the parts of the baby's body that are the least triggering for them. You know, it's the ones that feel the most good and are kind of like the least vulnerable ones. So get the oil in your hands, and now we're going to start doing actual strokes. So I'm going to go through different moves with you, and you try to think babies don't have very much of a long attention span for this thing. So we're trying to do enough strokes that we can move through a sequence that's good for development, gives us a nice little chunk of time with our babe, and doesn't go on so long that they get irritated and want to do other things. So all the moves that I'm going to teach you, think about doing them 2 times. 1 to 2 times, 3 times maximum. And this is good, you know, because to have a shorter amount of times that you can do it, because it will actually make you more intentional, right? If you only get 2 of each stroke, then each one you can make really feel delicious and beautiful. And in general, with massage, you know, be generous, right? Don't touch with your fingers, you can touch with your whole hands. If this hand is doing one thing, this hand can be doing another thing, right? Be generous and enjoy for yourself what you're doing. And in addition to respecting the baby's boundaries, it's very good to be in your own centered space when touching your child in this way, right? Like before someone gives you a massage, you would want them to be grounded, centered, calm, relaxed, so that when your nervous system comes into contact with theirs, you can actually relax, right? So maybe if you've been running around all day like crazy, if you're like, you know, have whatever adult things you got going on in your mind, swimming around, just take a moment before you give the massage, breathe, get centered, and you can even set your own intention, like, hey, like, I'm here to lovingly connect with my child, or I'm here to whatever, you know, just like, I just want to be present here with you in this moment, because they're all precious, you know. So there you go, you're breathing, you've calmed your nervous system down, you've created a good environment, you have everything you need, you've asked them permission, they've said that they're into it, and now you can start the strokes. So you have oil on your hands, start at the belly, and you just want to go 2 hands down on each leg, just getting the oil on each leg, kind of waking up the sensation in that area. I'm going to try and angle this better. There you go. Really kind of like waking up the sensation in that area. Yeah. And then you're going to go down to 1 leg first. And you're going to start Indian milking, which is pulling, that's 2, which is pulling the circulation all the way down to the foot. So I'm holding the foot and then just gliding with the oil down to the foot. Indian milking. Again, 2 times, 3 times max, Indian milking. And then the next one is called hug and glide. So again, I'm holding the foot And they call it hug because you're doing a little bit of pressure, and glide. And you're also twisting back and forth, bringing it to the bottom of the foot. Hug and glide. Hug and glide. 2 or 3 times, and then all the way to the foot. And you're going to do thumb under thumb on the bottom of the foot. Thumb pressing up into thumb on the bottom of the foot. Rolling each little toe. These kind of twisting motions are very good for toes. I also call this lint patrol, kind of lint patrolling in between the toes. Getting all that good stuff. And then you're doing baby acupuncture points. So this is the top of the foot. Right here under the toes is good for the sinuses. The middle of the foot is good for respiratory and lungs. And the bottom of the foot is good for belly and elimination, for pooping. And you can see it kind of looks like a little body, right? Head, middle, bottom of the torso. So again, I'm going to do pressing, and you can either do one finger like that, pressing, or with your fingers like this, pressing on the bottom of the foot. Middle of the foot, good for lungs, and then bottom of the foot, good for digestion and elimination. We're going to come, now we've done that, we're going to do little steps, bringing attention and awareness to all the reflexology points, little steps. They're going to take little steps. And then we come back over and we go thumb over thumb on the top of the foot. Thumb over thumb on the top of the foot. And then little ankle circles. So this is, I hold the foot, and with the other fingers, I'm bringing circulation to the joint. That's forming little ankle circles, freeing up any fluid that's gotten stuck there. Little ankle circles. And I'm looking at you because I'm worried about the doll being in the video, but of course during this time you can like look at your child. Little ankle circles, you can talk to them, say whatever. And then you're going to bring that energy all the way back to the central body. So this is called Swedish milking. Swedish milking. That's my favorite one. Swedish milking. Bring it all the way back to the body and then roll it out. Roll it out. You can kind of do one leg, touching it, integrating it back into 2 legs, touching it both and integrating it back. Again, always checking in with your baby, always pacing them. And then you're going to come down to the other foot and do the same thing. So you're going to start Indian milking. Indian milking. I'm sorry about these names. I didn't make them up. Indian milking. I think it's because the stroke comes from Indian Vedic massage. Indian milking. And then hug and glide. So press and twist, hug and glide, all the way to the foot, hug and glide. And then bring into the foot, thumb over thumb, stimulating the foot, and then rolling each toe, twisting motion, very good for developing joints. Not like crazy, obviously, but just little rubbing, twisting, friction. Baby reflexology points, pad of the foot for sinuses, center of the body for lungs, and then bottom is for digestion and elimination. And then little steps, little steps, little steps. And you'll probably make your own strokes eventually if you want to. Some parents like to follow the form exactly. Some people like to do their own thing and freestyle a little bit, but you'll feel what's right for you. Little steps. And then you come back, thumb over thumb on the top of the foot, thumb over thumb on the top of the foot, and then little ankle circles, little ankle circles, little ankle circles, and then bring it on back. Swedish milking, Swedish milking, Swedish milking. And then 1 leg integration, bringing it back 2 leg integrations. And here's before we move to belly, I like to get the butt. So you can reach below and pull. You can do like a pulling down motion or a circle motion. Babies love the butt. And for me, that's one of my favorite places to get massaged still. So yeah, pull down, circle around, and even if they're wearing a diaper, you can still kind of, you know, even bouncing things can be good for pelvic stuff. This way, that way, and just, yeah, on down to the foot. Okay, so now it's belly time. Belly time. And our bellies are really sensitive. It's good to remember how sensitive our bellies are. They're so sensitive. They have all these organs in there. It's like, oh, our little bellies, you know. You think babies, when they're in the womb, they're like this, you know. For 9 months, they get to be all curled up like this. So all the things that are opening that vulnerable belly and also opening the arms can be really, really vulnerable too. So, you know, with their belly, I like to imagine, first of all, I get more oil on my hands. And I like to check in again. Hey, is it okay if I massage your belly? And then I like to imagine really just putting my hands over their belly and just visualizing good, healing vibes, going into all those organs that are developing, all of those like wild, crazy processes of the body that happen inside, just like seeing them functioning perfectly and healthfully, imagining light in the bowl of the belly under my hands. So just holding there for a second, right? And just really making it clear that I'm here, here for you, and I'm here in good faith to bring goodness to your life. And the belly digestion goes, if we're looking at our baby, goes clockwise. So ascending colon comes up the right side, transverse colon goes across, and then it comes down the left side of our body into this valve that then releases it into the colon. So just think it goes clockwise. So anything that you can do that's kind of moving clockwise is helping your baby's digestion. So once I kind of get my hands there and I feel like I've made a connection, do this one where when you first put your hands on your baby there in their belly, there can be a tendency to go and bring the like energy up, diaphragm goes up, all the organs go up. So I start with something I call waterfall, just relaxing, relaxing. And this is up and down, just moving from up to down, from up to down, kind of bringing those organs back into the body, back down. And then from there, when it's relaxed, you go into water wheel, which is kind of going, spinning from left, or from left to right, almost like windshield wipers, left to right. And this is moving with digestion, left to right. And then all this should be kind of, you know, just starting off, right? Left to right, left to right. And we're going to do this one called Open Book. And this is sort of clearing the way to do more focused work on the intestines and the colon, moving energy through. So you can put your hands around the baby, put your thumbs towards the center, under their rib cage, and just opening with your thumbs. Open book. Open book. And now that we've cleared the way for that, we get to do my favorite stroke, or well, my favorite is Swedish milking, but this is everyone else's favorite, and it's called I Love You. So you're going to take your fingers and you're going to trace I down the descending colon. If you think about it like a traffic jam, like this part has to move first for this part to be able to move, for this part to be able to move. So first you're just going to go descending colon, I, making a little I, and then you're going to make an L, moving across the transverse, down the descending. Love, 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 love. And then we're going to do the big U, like all the way, ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon. Who do I love? I love you. 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 When you've done that, you can do a few more just nurturing strokes, kind of sun and moon is what I think. Making a moon, a half moon over there, and then a sun all the way around. Just kind of making nice after you've done something big. So moon halfway, sun all the way around, something nice. And then to close up, you're going to do little steps, and this is the last thing, moving little steps. Again, just sort of saying goodbye to the belly, wishing all those things well. So that's it for legs and feet and belly. It's good to stop there for the first course. That's a lot for little babies to take in all at the same time. And so you can start there 3 times a week if possible, every day, always appreciated. And notice if it does seem like it improves their sleep or their digestion or their respiration. And if you are able to feel like you get into a calm place and enjoy the connecting with your baby. And once you've been doing that for a week, check back in, and we're going to add legs, feet, belly to chest, arms, hands. All right, thank you all so much, and enjoy the love.